Hello, and welcome to XCom Enemy Within, The Long War. This is a mod for XCom Enemy Within that changes many things. You can also get it for the vanilla version of the game. Uh, Increasing enemy health and damage, as well as allowing them to upgrade, and also the aliens to do research and gain power over the run. Meld works in a different way in this game. You gain less depending on how close you are to the enemy's research. Lowest, I believe, is 3, and highest is probably maybe as high as it needs to go. I haven't seen. For this run, I need to follow a few rules, as it was a bet that was made, which is the entire reason I'm recording this. I play on normal. I have to play with both of the DLCs, Progeny, which I believe is Zhang's DLC. No, Slingshot Zhang's DLC, sorry. And that one's Annette's DLC. I have to play on Ironman, so I can't just save scum my way to victory. I can reduce beginner VO. A few things I'm not allowed to take in the second wave options is Not So Long War, which shortens the game a lot. New Economy, which randomizes the funding. And save scumming, so I can't reload a turn back and get different results. I have to take Liberators, which means I have to free all the countries from alien control. Anyone who hasn't played this, but has played the normal version of XCOM Enemy Within, you may know that you have to attack an alien base at some point through the, quite early, once you get the Outsider Shard. For this, every country that I have lost, I have to attack an alien base to retrieve that country. I only need one skeleton key to do that, so I don't need to build more than one, but it means that I want to try and avoid losing countries. I'm allowed to turn on cinematic mode, which increases air and ground weapons accuracy a lot. And then I'm allowed to take anything else I want. So let's see. Going to take Hidden Potential. Going to take Training Roulette. I am not going to take Red Fog this time, nor Absolute Critical, because as much as I tend to like these, I need to survive, and Red Fog works against me as much as it works for me, along with Absolutely Critical. So I need to take every advantage I can get. Training upon being revealed. No. A few of these things have been added with the Long War, like War Weariness, Results Driven. I think New Economy. E299. Total Loss. And I think Alternate Resources. Haven't played the standard version in a while, so I don't remember exactly, but let's see. I'm going to take aim angles. And I think that will be all I will take. Usually I take damage roulette, but doing 1 damage with a shotgun at point blank range sometimes just makes me cry inside, and I don't want to cry, though I probably will. So that's everything I have to do.
In light of the recent extraterrestrial incursion, this Council of Nations has convened to approve the activation of the XCom project. You have been chosen to lead this initiative, to oversee our first and last line of defense. Your efforts will have considerable influence on this planet's future. We urge you to keep that in mind as you proceed. Good luck, Commander.
Right. So, another thing I forgot to mention was on the difficulty screen you would have noticed that there was no easy mode. They've removed that, and so now it's normal, classic, brutal, and impossible. They've straight up removed easy mode, so it's not normal is now easy mode, it is normal is now the lowest difficulty. Right, so, next is to pick a country. So I usually like to take Africa because of the monthly bonus. In my initial run I used Asia, which probably wasn't a very good idea, but it also dropped the prices a bit, in the Foundry and offers training. South America decreases the cost and maintaining of power facilities, in case you build a lot of power facilities. Europe does lab and workshop, build and maintain, but I tend to not build more than I'm given, honestly. And North America gives air and space, which all aircraft and aircraft weapons cost 70% of their regular cost to purchase and build and maintain. I'm going to go with North America, because in this mod they have a lot of focus on the air game. If you've played original XCOM, the XCOM back in the day, UFO Defense, you will know that when fighting alien vessels, you would send your interceptors out in aggressive, balanced, or defensive mode. Well, they've added that back in. Defensive mode drops your accuracy but increases your defense, balance leaves it as normal, and aggressive drops your defense for accuracy. You'll be able to see accuracy on the weapons, I will show you once we're in. You need to have a strong air force, quickly, because as the enemy gains research, even their basic scouts will become incredibly hard to kill. Better weapons, better army, that sort of thing. So, I tried playing with Asia, as I said before, and that did make my soldiers a lot stronger, but I was losing 50 to 60% of all air fights. So we're going to try North America for this one.
The drop site for this operation will be in Canada. We've picked up a local broadcast indicating alien activity within... Strike one, this is Central. You are free to engage all hostile contacts in the AO. Don't take any chances.
Another thing people who have played the most recent XCOM, Enemy Unknown, and also Enemy Within, will notice is that I have 6 people to start. Another thing that Long War adds is instead of starting with 4 and going to 6, you start with 6 and go to 8. You'll also notice they're all wearing red and seem to be wearing genetic suits from genetic enhancements. This is the new thing. So they start with 2 armor types, tac vests and I think just called combat gear, which I'll show you more once we've completed this mission. So we'll just begin. There's also new weapons and new grenades. Anyway, let us begin.
Headed there now.
Now, I tend to lose 1 to 2 people when playing this on Classic, which is the usual difficulty I play this on. Because they have the worst ability to aim I've ever seen in a soldier.
Got it. Moving.
I have seen people who do not know how to fire guns with better aim than most of these people, and they should be ashamed of themselves.
Ya estoy.
But they're not ashamed of themselves. In fact, they're quite proud of themselves. Let's move everyone up. So I'm going to play differently from my normal style of high aggression and suicidal tendencies, and try to play a bit more tactically and defensively for my own personal preservation. Another thing this mod adds, and as I said, it adds quite a lot, is aliens no longer just teleport around the map. They now move around freely, in squads, as you usually find them, but they are moving free of the usual standards of the vanilla game.
Confirmed. Closing on target position now.
Now they're making noise because one thing that is in the vanilla game is that when you break windows or kick open doors or begin gunfights, the aliens around the map will start to hear you, which means that they will start to move in your direction, but they won't aim or head directly for you.
Eso es lo que estamos buscando.
So you can, if you're trying to loosely draw enemies towards you, just do what I'm doing right now, which is break every window that you can find and kick open every door you can find. For anyone who has not played this game, you can open doors when you're beside them by right-clicking. You have to have a turn on the person. You can't do it when they are grayed out. But I will imagine anybody watching this will probably have played the game enough to know about that kind of stuff.
Commander.
I would imagine. So, as per usual, I have no faith in any of my soldiers to do anything.
Commander.
And I imagine they would sooner accidentally shoot each other than they would shoot the aliens. But, as long as we make it through this mission, we're off to a good start. Whether we get out of this with 3 people, or 6 people, or 1 person. Good times.
Heading out. Enemies in sight.
Let's see if any of these, yes, here we go. So, enemies can now have perks, or talents, I suppose, like normal soldiers can. Can't see it right now, but you will notice that he is in double locked cover. That means he has low profile, which is one of the skills you can get. This makes him incredibly hard to shoot, and even when he's in low cover, he will immediately turn it into high cover, which makes them very, very annoying to fight.
Ya voy.
So immediately going against what I said of playing smart and tactically, I'm going to run right up to them and try and shoot them in the face.
Ha caído.
Well, that actually went well. Let's see. What do we have? His chances are terrible. So, a new grenade they've added are these AP grenades. Now, I think, yeah, I'll be able to show it my soldier here, and actually that sectoid. You notice they're not red marked here. It's because, as it says here, does damage, does 4 damage to units not in cover. So if I throw it here, it will hit them. If I throw it here, it won't. So I can throw it here, even though my soldier is in the bubble, they will not be hit. But I'm going to attempt to throw it about here. This shouldn't kill, but it should at least hurt them.
Grenade out.
There's also random damage on grenades and rocket launchers. One of the many things I have a bit of problem with in this, which is why the person betting me to do this made me do this standardly, is rockets have a good chance of just flying off in some random direction, off on their own little adventure. And that's always fun when you need them to hit something. But all I have to do is never use someone with a rocket launcher, and then I can't lose. Or something like that. Can you lob a grenade over? No. Oh. I will waste every grenade in my inventory to
Frag out.
kill that guy. Yeah, that didn't work as I hoped.
Moving.
Oh, we have another grenade. Excellent. It's called a tactic, I think. Can I? Sort of. Yeah.
Throwing grenade.
This is called being incredibly lame. There's going to be a lot of this. I hate you. It's fine. It's fine. Nobody's important's going to die. Yeah. Yeah. You lived a good life, soldier I barely knew. Oh.
Ya voy.
Wow, that is incredibly lucky. Well, good. Okay. Now I was kind of hoping Derek over here would be able to get over there in one turn, but he didn't do any exercise, and so he's feeling a bit fat right now. We heard glass break over here, so there's a sectoid force moving towards
I'm on the
us.
move.
I would... that's the point, he's on Overwatch. And I can't really risk this guy. Take a shot.
He's down.
Good shot. Now, you may hear that I'm incredibly surprised when I hit 50%. When I'm playing Classic, I sometimes shoot with 90%, and it's just like, I feel like missing consistently. I once missed 3 90% shots in a row. It was hilarious. Through all the tears. Now, I don't know where that sectoid force has got to. And I'd rather not find out as of right now.
They're trying to pull back.
Okay, they are most likely in this shop or just outside of it. Now the question is, what is he going to do? He is going to kill himself. I'll take it.
Heading there now.
I do have medkits on this randomly assorted team of individuals. Who has one? Man, you got one. You've got 2 grenades. I accidentally just opened that door, but that's fine, I was going to do that anyway. Now, they still do one of the most annoying things of XCOM is that when you see them, they will run into cover. But if they, on their turn, run into you, you're not allowed to move into cover. It's a small, stupid thing, but it always just bugged me.
Heading there now.
I always feel like they just got a free turn. Sort of. They got like 3 movements when I get 2. No matter what. So, as they've all moved into cover, and I have no frag grenades. This thing's giving me AP grenades, and that makes me sad, because frag grenades can clear things like these tables and this wall. I don't know if it can clear this wall without sapper, but we're gonna live our life, dream big dreams, and take a shot.
J'ajuste ma visée.
This is why you tend not to dream big dreams, because they will always bring you sadness. Alright, we are going to move
Running.
Derek over here. Now he shouldn't be able to see anything, which is good, because it means they can't see him either. Since she is going to bleed all over herself, I'm going to put her here. And hopefully she won't be stupid enough to get shot. Can you move to this wall? You can. Good. Yes, I can hear more sectoids wobbling about. So, in the original... well, not the original, in the vanilla version of this one, of this game, the most sectoids you could find on a beginner map was 6. So far here I found at least 10 at a time, and that seems to be standard. So now we're going to move here. Someone's getting psyched. They're mind merging? That's curious. So, for any who do not know, this is mind merging. If I kill this sectoid, which I believe is the one mind merging this one, well actually it has to be because he went on a move. If I kill this one, psychic feedback kills this one. Incredibly useful if you can hit that one. But he is in low profile. But we're going to give it a shot. Because sometimes you have to dream big. Now, it only kills that one if I kill the other one, so... therein lies the small difficulties. Incredible! This must be that cinematic mode thing. Alright. There is no good cover except that one, but that's Overwatch, so... you have no grenades on hand. Can
Headed there now.
Don't get shot.
Damn, that was close.
Alright, good. Now, if I kill this one, it will not give psychic feedback to the other one,
Taken care of.
as it only does it if you kill the mind merger, but that's fine.
Yes, Commander.
I'm okay with that. So now we're gonna spray medical healing juice on her, and it's gonna be like she never ever got shot. Oh, you can actually see him around the corner? Should have taken you for a shot first. If you kill enemies with grenades, it destroys their weapon, and it destroys their body, and you can't recover them. If you kill them standardly, you get their body, and you get their exploded gun, as their guns just feel like exploding when they're bored, I guess. I can tell you're going to be the disappointment of the team.
They're falling back.
Alright, now hopefully he will not run away from us. Hopefully he'll try and jimmy for a position. Alas. He's gonna full retreat. Alright. So I know I probably should get my team back together. Because as fun as splitting them up is to find aliens, this is not defensive play whatsoever, and I'm already going against what I said I would do.
Hey, yo voy.
Put you on Overwatch. Alright. We are going... We're not going to chase after him. We're not going to chase after him because that will probably lead down a very dangerous road of standing in the open. Instead, we're going to move down this alley with these four. Gonna reload my guns. And I'm going to send these two down this way, just to make sure he doesn't run back this way. Or at least if he does, that I will catch him.
Running.
As such, that is incredibly opportune. So we're gonna move here, and we should be flanking, hopefully. Yes, good. I do wish this game had firing lines. Sometimes it's not so much of a problem here, but later into the game, where I think I am standing in a place where I will see something, I will sometimes find that I am not, and that will get somebody somewhere killed, and I will be most distressed. I was given the rule that I can, if I run into an enemy squad in an awkward angle or just get something that's clearly against my power to know, I can reload. I'm going to change that a bit. I'm only allowed to do that once a mission, and only if it is incredible nonsense, like if I am standing here where my selected character is and there's an alien standing here, but somehow I can't see them, and they're not flanked, and I have a 1% chance to hit them, or something weird. Which has happened. So... yeah. I don't know what causes that. Sometimes when you blow up cover, they will not count as outside of cover. Sometimes if they panic and they run to a different piece of cover, they'll still count as it being in the being in cover, because they ran from cover that was pointed towards you into another piece of cover. It's weird. I don't 100% understand it myself, but my understanding of it is very low. I think that meld is going to close. Ooh. Oh no, okay, that's excellent. We're starting with 7 meld, I think, because I think you just get 1 for fighting. Oh, with this mod. Okay, so we know they're over there, so... to try and play to the vein of I'm playing smart and defensively, I'm going to put everyone on Overwatch in a moment.
It's killing time.
After I've moved these people up. If an alien sees you on its turn, and you haven't seen it before, it runs into your vision for the first time, they will waste their turn moving into cover and then not doing anything else. Or, in some cases, going into Overwatch, which you will see later. That can be... that tends not to be horrible. Most of the enemies that will go into Overwatch leave themselves out in the open. Floaters, mechtoids. Mechtoids will always go into Overwatch. Sometimes floaters go into Overwatch. It makes... there is 30% air evasion for flying, which is makes floaters very, very hard to hit, but they obviously won't be in cover, so they are acting as if they're in medium cover. This might become a nuisance later when fighting Seekers, but it tends not to be the worst thing when fighting floaters. Now,
You hear that?
these missions can take a while, especially because I'm playing defensively, and this mod makes the game incredibly long. So... oh yes, and drones are now standard for the early game. Most of them come with holo targeting as a standard. Luckily that thing landed, which is making it very easy to shoot. Thank you, drone. Armored units like drones, seekers, mechtoids, any mechanical unit, cyberdiscs and the such, all have innate defense, which just drops damage.
On the move.
So that'll be probably murderous to my life bar at some point, but in the early game it's not too horrible. It's pretty not great when you have damage roulette and you have a good chance of doing 1 or 2 damage, because if you do 1 damage, their defense will drop that 1 damage to 0 damage, and if they have 2 defense, your 2 damage will drop to 0, etc, etc. We're gonna move to this door and hope they don't come up behind me. And we're going to put you here.
Copy that.
And put you on Overwatch. Now, hopefully, this is the last group. Though I hear a bunch of them moving around where I can't see, so I imagine when I open this door, I'm gonna see a bunch of them. No? Oh, I actually can't see that much. Okay. Where can you run to? Will you be able to reach that wall? I think so. Okay.
Moving.
Still can't see more of them. That worries me.
Taken care of.
Not playing on classic mode where your accuracy is the same as a completely blind 4th-fingered dog is interesting, I have to say. It's nice to be able to actually hit things. It's a rare change to my usual standard. But as another point, it's a good thing I did not turn on that flanking 100% crits thing, because I just realized Rosa didn't die because she didn't get critted. So, already off to a good start by not choosing that. It will probably doom me later, but you know, you take the risks.
Tout de suite.
And I can always modify it with my own critical chances from things like aggression and such.
Esto es una lluvia letal.
I have no idea if you counted in cover for that. This is what I mean about weird cover angles. I would think that this man, or alien, firing from here to here would count as not covered, but it does because the cover line is here and he is firing here. It probably makes sense in the grand scheme of things, but it always just makes me feel a bit weird about it. Okay, let's see what we have here.
Voy.
Did I? Yeah. It's fine. It's fine.
I'm on the move.
I think what I'm going to try and do, considering that even though my accuracy says low, I seem to have a good chance of hitting. As such, I'm going to take these shots. Now, this is an old thing, I believe. It just used to not show the number of defense happening while you're in cover. Sometimes this does not work for the troopers, my troopers. It will consistently work for the aliens. Sometimes it will not work for me.
Ajustando vistas.
I don't know what decides it. Along with many things in this mod, I don't know quite what decides whether I hit or not, except, I don't know, whether my defense bonus just go off. I'd like to figure magic, but then again, I would like to figure magic for most answers to most things. Why didn't the thing work? Probably magic. Why did the thing work? Also probably magic. Can you get to the side? Yes. So, folding around cover is what you do here. So what he does is he holds onto this cover, but he'll step onto this block and fire that way. If I stand someone here, I do not think they will have accuracy on, or have flanking on this. But we're gonna just make sure. Yeah, as you see, because he cannot fold around it, he cannot simply step to the side and shoot. It's fine. It's fine. I have many gripes about this game, which is why I'm being forced to do it. I only want to kill that one. Also this. Get off. Amazing. And that should be it for the first mission.
Good work out there, Strike One.
Yes.
If I may,
10.
Commander, the labs are on high alert. Teams are standing by for your orders. We can begin researching the newly recovered artifacts immediately.
I'm going to skip most of what they say, like the beginning VOs and things like that for going into missions when I can immediately do so, as well as skipping past the continued talk, which there isn't much of. It's usually just compliments, but all the same.
Commander to the research labs. Commander to the research labs.
I'll let this play out once. Just for anyone who for some reason hasn't seen it, and I would understand why you wouldn't have.
Welcome to XCom HQ, Commander. I'm Central Officer Bradford. My role in this project is twofold: providing tactical support for our field operations, and keeping you briefed on the current situation. My efforts should allow you to focus on the bigger issues at hand. Speaking of which, we have a soldier waiting for a promotion in the barracks. I'll let you get to it.
Thanks, Bradford.
Commander to the research labs. Commander to the research labs.
So, among other things, as I've said that have been changed, we have this new thing called Fatigued. Now, I kind of want to rename it. I'll have to ask if I'm allowed to rename things, or if he considers that messing with the file, or if he doesn't trust me or whatever. But,
Commander to the research labs. Commander to the research labs.
voice, please. She's gonna keep doing that. I'll explain this in a
The
moment.
recovered artifacts are being unloaded, and the research team is waiting your orders. We'll get started as soon as you give the order, Commander.
So as you can see, I get 1 meld for fighting it, and then 6 for the thing, for picking up the pods.
Hello, Commander. My name is Dr. Farlan. I oversee the research labs. This is where all of XCom's research and development takes place. We have already begun analyzing the artifacts recovered from our first encounter with the aliens. Based on our preliminary findings, we believe we can use them to develop some new equipment for our soldiers. With your approval, We will begin research immediately.
Yes, you
Commander
might as
to
well.
engineering. Commander to engineering.
This will allow me to start doing... alien weaponry will allow me to start doing laser weapons. Alien materials will allow me to make the carapace armor, which is first tier, barely good armor. As you can see, it now eats meld to do a lot of things, as well as lyrium alloys and weapon fragments. It's a lot more expensive to do things.
Commander to engineering. Commander to engineering.
Voice in my head, please. I'll be there in a moment. I think if I'm going to be optimum, I have to start with xenobiology, even though I usually start with weapons.
Seems the complexities of our latest research projects are overwhelming the current staff. I hope you'll consider seeking out additional scientists to bolster the team.
Yes, yes.
Ah, Commander. I was wondering when you'd be stopping by. Welcome to engineering. Anything they can dream up in the research labs, we can build it here. Speaking of which, Dr. Valen has just sent us some new schematics. With your approval, we will begin fabrication.
Let's see what we have. We have the sawn-off shotgun. We got satellites. We have the Shiv. Wow, I have a lot of money. We have the Shiv. I love the Shiv. The Shiv is love. The Shiv is life. It has... I don't know if it's changed here, but it has 8 health. Comes with an incredibly powerful
Commander
gun.
to mission control. Commander to mission control.
Oh, this is mission control. It tells me things and I can skip time and blah blah blah. I'll explain this in a moment. Yes, the ship is very, very powerful. It only has 3 shots per reload, and if it takes any damage, it can take ages to repair. But the Shiv is fast. It doesn't need cover because it comes with its own natural defense. And my last one, which I named lovingly Handsome Bastard, had over 110 kills before he exploded horribly and died. It does not gain experience like soldiers, that much is true, but at the same time, if this thing comes back from a mission without any damage, it does not suffer from fatigue, which means that this can keep fighting. We're going to build 1. We're also going to build an autoloader, which gives it 1 extra shot.
Commander to the situation room. Commander to the situation room.
Every member of the council is going to want satellite coverage, so we should plan our deployments carefully.
Yes, yes, yes. I'll explain this in a moment. Game, please, just... Alright. Sawn-offs, or sawed-off, as it goes here. These things have the range of about 1 to 2 tiles. You have to basically be hugging the individual you want to shoot with this thing. And I don't mean to have high accuracy, I mean to fire it at all. This has 1 shot. It is an incredibly powerful weapon. It has about 7 damage base. And obviously by the time that you're in 2 to 1 tiles of the enemy, you're probably going to have 100 accuracy, or at least as high as you're going to get anyway. I like to have 1. They're free. It says requirements 1 shotgun, but that's a moot point because you have infinite shotguns. We're going to have 1. The reason we're going to have 1 is that very, 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 very rarely there will come a time where I will be thankful I have one of these on lock. I should... Do I have...
Commander,
No.
our current satellite uplink facilities are at full capacity. We should build additional uplinks as soon as possible to allow for new satellite deployments.
So we're going to start excavating here. Things are more or less the same here. I don't actually think things have changed other than pricing. My usual setup dictates that I have satellites on this side and power cells on that side, and anything important just kind of like I'll have power, and that one on the steam one, and then everything down the side being extra stuff. Sat, extra stuff. So hopefully that's what's going to happen, but I have no promises. I might be poor and I might need something and I won't be able to excavate and build it. Never know. We're going to start with the satellite uplink. Now, one thing you can do in this, can I do it already? Yes. There's this build quickly button. I can do this on buildings as well. The base price is 140 simoleon monies and 25 days. If I hit build quickly, I can spend some meld, a bit of extra money, and half the time. So that's down to your discretion whether you want to do that. Personally, I don't want to. And I'm also just going to build one of those for now. Here we can see our soldiers, and I will explain fatigue. So, fatigue acts as after every mission, if you've not taken damaging wounds like Rosa here, you will instead have fatigue. This lasts 5 days as standard. You can drop this with certain things, but gene modding yourself or psychoneticing yourself will immediately, well, not immediately, but will increase the amount of time you need out of mission after every single one. This can be incredibly annoying, but it means that you have to use different teams. And this person is amazing. Look at this. Yeesh. So, every unit has their own base defense, as you can see. Wow, 14? I guess normal really makes this easier. Has their own base defense. I've had the lowest as 1 on a gunner that I had. She was incredibly flimsy, but her accuracy was incredibly high. And that's usually the trade-off you'll find, that people with, not always, but people with lower defense, like this person, will have higher, but then there's this person who has lower defense and has less accuracy than this person. So, you have to balance this stuff, and make sure you don't just send all your best people in the main group, unless of course you have multiple good groups. The next piece. You can now decide classes. Instead of the 4 that you had before, shotgun, heavy gunner, medic, and sniper, you now have multiple. So I can choose between being a heavy gunner and a rocket firer. So I don't, if I choose this one, I will not have rockets. If I choose this one, I think I'll be able to carry LMGs, but not the most powerful versions. Rockets have a bad habit of going off target consistently. They're incredibly useful, but I always prefer to take a gunner. Just to show loadout, here's what I was talking about. You have tac vests and tac armor. So tac vest, 1 health bonus, very light, move at full speed. Tac armor, 2 health, but as you'll see up here, over this mobility thing, drops it by 2. So there's a trade-off. As you can see, there's new weapons with new different art. Look at that, amazing. I think these are actually like repurposed Exalt weapons. But I always liked the look of Exalt weapons, but never had a reason to use them. We have 2 different versions of LMGs. This first one is this one, the Saw. This one you can move and shoot with, 6 ammo. This one you cannot move and shoot with. As you can see, its damage is incredibly high. 4 to 8 and 8 to 11 compared to 4 to 6 and 6 to 9, with a 5% crit compared to 0. This you cannot move and shoot with. You get given innate squad sight, but you only may fire 5 tiles beyond normal visual range. So sometimes it will say you can shoot at something with squad sight and then find out that you cannot. You won't be able to click on it, but it will show up on your little bottom bar, which can be very confusing sometimes, as you'll think you're in range of something and then find out you're not, and then not be able to move and relocate. I very much like these. I think they're very, very good for a defensive standard. If I want to move, I probably need these, but for the time being, we're going to take the big, luggy, fantastic gun. Now, and this is going to be an incredibly long episode. We have alien trophies as one of the things they have added. This gives you innately steadfast, as you can see over here. This stops your people from panicking, but it takes up a slot. We start with battle scanners, infinite supply. We only get to have one permission as it says here, but there's talents like Packmaster that can give you 2. You can also still get them as a skill, which will give you a free 2 battle scanners on your person without taking up an item slot and things like that. Ceramic armor, just plus 1 HP, very standard. The AP grenades. We have the flashbangs, smoke grenades. All of these are just here. Once again, you can have a smoke grenade, or you can have, and you can also get perks that give you smoke grenades. HE grenades. These blow up cover. They do less damage than the APs, but can destroy cover. High cap mags. Now this is one of the interesting ones, much like the alien trophy. So this gives you 1 extra shot before you have to reload. So if you have 5 ammo in a gun, it will take it to 6. And if you have the perk lock and load, you'll be able to reload and still shoot if you haven't moved. But with this, it does not give you the reload and shoot ability. But if you have lock and load in this, it will stack the bonus. So instead of getting 1, you'll get 2. These are incredibly useful if you have someone who only has 2 or 3 shots on their gun, or has multiple shots and you want to have a few more. Laser sight. Plus 5 accuracy to primary weapon and rocket launchers, not 2 sidearms. You'll notice he does not have a sidearm. That's just standard for gunners. These can later be upgraded to also give critical bonuses. Medkits. We start with these. We have infinite, as you would have noticed with some of my beginning people. They've changed. You'll notice at the bottom of this, it says can be used to neutralize acid. They've removed poison. They've changed it to acid. Acid works more or less the same when it comes to soldiers, but the change is if a mechanized unit, a shiv or a mech trooper, gets hit with this, they'll have movement dropped as well as accuracy dropped, but they will not take the ticking damage. Medkits work like the old ones with acid, except you will still get the accuracy and movement debuffs from acid, but you will not burn from it. These are incredibly good. Down here, you'll see we have rockets. These are not in the standard one. These weigh 2. Give these to a rocketeer, and it will give them 1 extra rocket to use. Shredder and standard rocket. So when you become a rocketeer, you get 1 rocket. If you take another one, you'll have 2, and you can also take a shredder, and you can also unlock shredders later as well. So, yes. I tend to take my LMG people, since they're going to just be sitting at the back for the entire mission, more or less, with a laser sight to make sure that they can shoot and hit and be consistent. There's not really much point to give them high cap mags because they have base ammo 8. You rarely run out, and if you're running out, everything's probably dead in front of you. So I won't bother taking high cap mags. What I will take is the alien trophy, just to make sure he doesn't freak out and panic and cry. What are you becoming? So the next one is support class, which you get to choose between an engineer and a medic. Medics are obviously toned to medikits, as you can see down here. They get 3 per battle instead of just the 1 when you equip it, while grenadiers get 2 grenades instead of 1 and can throw further. I love engineers. I adore them. Having 6 grenades in a mission is just amazing. You can destroy whatever cover you want. You can throw APs as you feel like. The freedom is amazing. But in this case, field medic is better. As you see, they also change colors depending on what you choose. You can change these if you want, but I'll probably leave these pretty standard, unless of course people I grow attached to, and then they'll probably die. To show off some of the other weapons of choice, so medics and engineers can take the shotgun, much like as you can see, not equipable by gunners, snipers, and rocketeers. So there's still assaults in this game, but you can now just take a shotgun with most of anybody. This is the standard assault rifle, called the assault rifle. Good damage, good crit, good piece of crit chance. Then we have the assault carbine, bit more accuracy, 1 more mobility, but the damage drops, and also the crit chance drops. Same ammo though. Then the SMG, 1 less ammo, way less damage, no crit chance, but you get +3 mobility. These are what you use for if you want your Rocketeers to move quickly, or if you need someone to do a running mission. Like if you need to just go hit a button somewhere and then run back, you'll give someone this. They won't be able to fight very well, but you can be sure that they will get there. In sidearms, we have the standard pistol, which I suppose I should show you first. 1 to 3, 3 to 4. Accuracy degrades over long ranges. 2 shots, no longer infinite. This is obviously not very powerful, but it is your standard pistol. There is the machine pistol, on the other hand, which confers -1 mobility, and also -10 accuracy when drawn. 2 shots again, but 2 to 4 damage, so 1 extra on each side than that. The machine pistol's an okay thing to start with, but you only really want to give it to someone who has innately high resistance. Right, so as you see, he now has 3 medkits because he's a medic. I'm gonna put him in attack vest because he's important and needs to be close. And I'm also going to give him actually I'm gonna go level everyone up, level else up first. Are you also a fortuitous? So this one's going to become a grenadier. Once again, he can use basically the same things. Oh, I forgot to show this one off. Oops. Here's the battle rifle. The battle rifle, 1 more damage, plus 5% crit chance, but while using it, you have -15 aim and -1 mobility. 1 more ammo in the clip, but this thing has a bad habit of just missing a lot. But if you hit, you're certain to do quite a chunk of damage. For the early game, I tend to just use the assault rifle, but that's personal preference. So this man here is going to bring AP and HE. So it only gives you destructive grenades, flashbangs, smoke grenades, some other grenades we'll get later. It'll only give you 1 off. It's only things that blow up and do damage. And we have 2 of these. Instead of just a sniper, we now have sniper and we have scout. I will show you the difference between these since I have 2. So snipers now start with squad side. Actually, hold on. Let's go find out who's got the better accuracy. You do. Well then. So snipers start with squad sight now, so you don't have to get them into the fray. There are 2 types of rifles. One can only be one is the only one that a scout can use, which is the marksman rifle. Snipers are incredibly powerful. They do 4 to 6, 6 to 9, which is battle rifle damage, but they have far higher crit and don't suffer an aim penalty. 5 shots in the base one. You can't move and shoot with them as standard, but you can get a snapshot later, along with squad sight, which is very nice. It's just an overall pretty good weapon. We're gonna give her alien trophies and laser sight. Right, and the scout. The scout starts with lightning reflexes. Now they've changed lightning reflexes, as you can see here. It's no longer the first Overwatch you get shot by will miss. It's now a 90% chance to miss, with every other one after that being 70. This is good and bad, because it means you can now be hit by the first shot, which if you're trying to run past a cyber disc or something that does an ungodly amount of damage, you can just get torn apart without being able to dodge its Overwatch, which, you know, is amusing. So, as you see, a scout cannot use the sniper rifle, but instead they get this marksman rifle. So, it works more or less the same as the sniper rifle. 4 to 6, 6 to 9, less crit chance by 10. This has weird range. It's not great at long range, and it's not great at short range. You have to find the middle ground, else you'll get accuracy debuffs. So, you have to find the middle ground when using a scout. But you get snapshot, just standardly, just built into this weapon. You get snapshot. So, and 5 shots as before. Put that on. As you see, it just looks like a sniper rifle but shortened, which is basically the standard for all weapons in this game. If they look the same, the assault carbine is a shorter version of the assault rifle. The battle rifle is a bigger version of the assault rifle, and the SMG is an even smaller version, even though it looks different in that picture. Scouts these are your front troops. It may not seem it, but they really are. You want to throw these guys out into the open and let them risk getting their faces blown off. So you want, even though you want them to be fast so they can get places, you also want them to be defended so they don't die the second they get to said places. And I'm going to give that a battle scanner. Right. I was going to give him... Was it you? I was going to give someone something. Was it the medic? Medic. Yeah, so I was thinking about giving him a battle scanner, but we have a scout, so we're going to give him 6 medkits. Perhaps we'll never need them, but not worth the risk, you know. Oh, and of course Rosa. Oh, almost forgot about you because you're at the bottom of the list. Instead of just an assault, you can choose between assault, starting with run and gun. That's your shotgun person. Or infantry, starting with light 'em up, which allows you to fire twice if you have not moved. I love assaults, I adore them, but infantry are amazing. They are just disgustingly good. You want them to have laser sights. I actually want them to have scopes, but I don't have that yet because I haven't done alien weaponry. These are anywhere between mid-long, mid, and short-range fighters. Even though this makes them, as you see, inaccurate, and the laser sight kind of softens that a bit, but all the same, you want them to have a battle rifle, because they can fire twice. You have to decide what you want here, because you can increase their defense so that they can move in a bit closer, or you can give them high cap mags so they can fire once, twice, and then once reload as the turns go if you don't move. So I'm going to take high caps, and I'm also going to take tack armor. I might change some of their colors, I might give them different nicknames, but I'm probably not going to change their base names, because there's no point getting attached to them. They're all fodder for the endless machine. Man. It starts me with 25 soldiers. I can go up to 100 here, but I'm not going to hire any just yet because I'm scared. As you see, we start with 4 planes instead of 2. They take forever to repair, they take forever to refuel, and they take forever to rearm. Except for the base weapons of Avalanche and Stingrays. So, as you can see, there is notable changes here. They got some different weapons and stuff, but if I go into all of the explanation, we'll be here all week. So, I think I'm gonna end this one here. I explained a lot of things. I'll probably put something so you can skip over this end bit if you don't want it all explained to you. And I might explain some of the other stuff in the next one. But yes, that's the beginning. So far, nobody's died, but somebody's already gravely wounded. So off to a flying start. And yes, see you in the next one.